Welcome back to Art Club. We've got another fun project. In fact, this is going to be a 2-day project for this one. So we're going to get a start today and we will finish it next time. So we're going to be making these adorable little penguins hanging out around a little fishing hole in the ice. So that's what we're going to be up to once again today. First half, tomorrow we'll finish it out. So here we go. This is about as far as we're going to get today, where we'll create the hole and the fish, and we'll get a start on wrapping our penguins as well. So how do we get to here? Well, let's rewind a little bit. Let's get there. All right. So I need to start off with my piece of foam here, and it is going to get a little bit messy. So if you want to get out like a piece of, or like a paper bag or maybe a tablecloth, something to kind of, secure your area. You can see I've always got my paper down, but I've also got this little dish that I'm kind of collecting all the little bits and bubbles of foam in. And we are going to want to keep these, especially the bigger chunks, maybe the little ones we can throw away. But the bigger chunks we're going to want to keep for building up ice next time. So just keep that in mind. We don't want to be throwing the foam bits away. So to get started, it's pretty easy to puncture through our foam. Just be careful that if you're holding it like this, that your hand's not right behind it. If you need an at-home mentor to help with this part, feel free to ask them. I'm just going to kind of puncture on through with my scissors, and maybe I want to cut it. So once again, it's not too hard to do. So you can cut it like that, or once you've got a big enough area, you might need it a little bit bigger for my hands here. But once you've got a bigger area, you can also kind of very carefully, we don't want to break the whole thing, but you can kind of stick your fingers on it and break it out like this. But just try not to, break the whole thing. That wouldn't be good. There we go. And you can make that little fishing hole as big or as little as you want. Maybe clean it out a little bit so there aren't chunks inside of there. And like I said, I want to save those little bits of, or the bigger chunks for sure, of the foam for tomorrow. The littler chunks we're not going to really be able to use, but a tidy area is always nice too. So once we've got, kind of looks like a heart, doesn't it? Look at that. Oh, fun. Didn't even try. All right. So once we've got that, we want to have our blue piece of paper, and we're just going to kind of measure out that, it's big enough to cover that fishing area. And it is. And now I'm just going to glue it on down to whatever the back side is. So get my glue coming here. There we go. Kind of hard to see the white on white, but trust me, there is glue there. I promise. And I'm going to glue it on down. Now if you've got glue coming out the edges, and you're worried about flipping it this way because it's going to get stuck to your tabletop or whatever, you can keep this upside down. In fact, you could keep it upside down for quite some time yet. We are going to be making the little fishies that go in the pond next, but you wouldn't have to glue them right away. You could just cut them and have them kind of there. But if yours doesn't have glue around the edges, you can go ahead and flip it around. Now we can see we've got our little fishing pond. So cute. So we got to put, it's not a fishing pond actually. Right now it's just water, right? We got to get fish in there. That's how it's going to be a fishing pond. So I'm going to take whatever colors I want my fish to be. And to make a fish, I kind of start by cutting a triangle shape at the bottom. And then that triangle shape is connected to a football shape. Now yours does not have to look like this. That is just how I like to make mine, and just a suggestion. So something kind of like that. You can see it's a triangle shape and then a football shape. And if it works better for you to draw it on first and then cut it out, you can always do that too. I might make mine just a little bit tinier. That fish it's cute, but it's a little bit big maybe. My fishing hole is not super big. So I'm just going to give it a little trim around the edges. There, that looks like a good size. Okay, I'll have to glue it in, but at least I can tell it's a good size. And then maybe I want to do a little yellow fish as well. So once again, triangle for the tail. I'm going to try making this one smaller to start. And then a football shape for the body. There we go. Cute little fishy. So once again, if your pond is upside down right now because you're letting the glue dry, you can just have these off to the side. But whenever you are ready, of course, we want to make sure we don't lose them. So we're going to glue them on down. I'm using liquid glue, but a glue stick would work really well for this too. So just going to glue that little fishy there. And we'll get this little fishy glued down as well. There we go. And you can do other kind of ocean life as well. You know, I'm just putting some fish in there, but if there's something else that you think would look cool, you are the artist, so feel free to get creative with what's going into your little fishing pond. All right, last steps for today. We should have either some toilet paper and or paper towel rolls, right? So you can see that they're a little different shape or sized. The toilet paper rolls are perfect as is. We do not need to cut them down unless you just want some shorter penguins, but these are a great size. The paper towel rolls, as you can tell, that would be a really, really tall penguin. So we're going to cut that down. To get it to be about the same size as a toilet paper roll, you can see if you cut it into thirds, so like around here and around here, that would be about the same size as a toilet paper roll. So if you want all your penguins to be the same height, that works well. Or you could even, maybe you want some smaller penguins, you could cut it down too. So now you can see I'd have one penguin that's that tall and one penguin that's that tall. And how many penguins? Up to you. Okay, so obviously here's two. Maybe I would want 4. I could see anywhere between 1 and 5 kind of working out well with what we've got here for space. But you're the artist, you decide. So we want to make sure we get this turned into this so that we're ready to add to it next time. So I am going to grab a sheet of our black paper. Okay, and so that we're not wasting, I have found if we actually fold this in half like a card, let me get that real quick, fold it in half, and give it a little crease, and then I'm just going to cut right down that center line, just like this. And if we do that, it ends up being like perfect for wrapping the toilet paper rolls. So watch this. So right, this was how it was, the half, and you can see that it is like absolutely perfect. It's got just a little bit of an overlap, so that should work out well. But it is too tall, right? So we do have to fix that. So I'm going to line up my toilet paper roll with the edge of the black paper here and just kind of measure where I should cut it, and then go ahead and, as straight of a line as you can, go ahead and give that a cut. Once again, if you want to draw the line first, you definitely can. Yeah, we'll set that aside for later. And I'm going to want to get glue. I do think that a glue stick would work best for this, but I'm going to show you that even liquid glue works well too. Either way will work. Just going to get all the way around those edges and then kind of softly through the middle too, just to help hold that. And then we're going to take my toilet paper roll, starting at this edge, and we just kind of roll it on up. Just like that, and you can see, boom, that works out really well. It's a great size. I'm just going to hold this for a minute or so to make sure that it holds nicely. You want to kind of go all the way around, make sure that glue holds well. Just like that. And I'm going to do this step to as many toilet paper rolls as I want to have for this project. So how many penguins do I want? That's how many you should do this step to. I'm going to show you this one more time. So I've got my miniature one, and here's where I want to cut it. Right there. And the reason I wanted to show this to you is because you can see now this isn't going to be enough, unless I do a real tiny penguin, but this isn't going to be enough to do another penguin. But don't throw it away, because we will be able to use this for wings and stuff tomorrow. So make sure you keep any of those extra pieces of black paper. Once again, I'm just going to kind of go around the edges here and down the center like so, and give that one a wrap too. Oopsies. And then I'm just going to make sure to put this all somewhere safe where pets or siblings or cousins or friends aren't going to get at these pieces of foam or at your penguins. So put it away somewhere safe, maybe in like a paper or plastic bag in a closet, or who knows, wherever is safe in your home. Do that. And we'll have these ready to go for next time. See you then.